Now it's Barber. Barber trying to do it alone. Lets the puck go, and New York starts back. Dennis Potvin with 1:15 left in the game. Howatt across the line before the puck, and offside is called against New York. And now we got a good one going, Gene.
Clarke, and I don't see who that is over there.
And there's going to be a third man in, and I think it's an Islander.
Well, I still can't. Now watch, DuPont, DuPont came off the bench, and here we go. And DuPont's going to get a double minor, and we got a lot of trouble. Well, Bernie Perrant's got to stay in that goal mouth of the crease. Billy Smith came out. He's got to get tabbed with a minor. I still haven't seen who that is fighting with Clarke.
It appeared to me as though Clarke was jumped by one of the Islanders for no good reason.
Well, we're still looking. And we've got something just hailed it. It looks like Potvin, Dennis Potvin in there.
I believe he was the third man in.
And it's Jerry Hart, obviously, with his shirt off, who would be Potvin's partner. But now Brian Lewis has another set to, as he had in Oakland, and it appeared DuPont came off the bench first and then everybody else out afterwards, and we're going to have a whole host of penalties with just 1 minute and 13 seconds left in the game.
Gene, I wished that you had brought your Schultz's Army helmets, because these Islander fans are getting out of hand. A full can of either Coke or beer just missed the two of us.
Well, I can't say much about that anymore. All right, maybe we can reconstruct how that happened. The Islanders, with about 1 minute and 15 seconds left, came to the Philadelphia line. Potvin carried, and it appeared as if Howatt was offside, but the puck was shot, and they whistled the offside. Then Howatt was bumped by Clarke, and he came up. So it was Gary Howatt, and Howatt was the instigator. And then everybody started to pair off, and Howatt seemed to get the edge on Clarke. In came Potvin, who would be the third man in. Then DuPont came off the bench, and possibly susceptible to a double minor.
I think a flyer was the third man in all honesty, because Potvin didn't move in until there was a third man in, and it might have been Jimmy Watson, I'm not sure.
But Brian Lewis, and right now he's really conversing with what appears to be Gary Howatt, and Ed Westfall is holding him off. Schultz now got into something over there. And we have a wild close in this third period. It was tight checking, and the Islanders appeared to be hanging on and holding the Flyers at bay. And then finally at 13:31, Joe Watson set up Chris beautifully for the tire. And less than 3.5 minutes later, at 17:06, Leach with a cannon shot after Van Imp blocked the puck at the Islander line to keep them from going up ice. It slid to Clarke, who played into Leach, and he just pivoted around and really hit the corner of the net. And now they're yelling for Schultz, although he had the least part to play in this. And Brian Lewis is going to have a whole host of penalties to call again. So we're going to stay right here. And they're still milling around behind the net. And it was Howatt who started going on Bobby Clarke and had him down.
I believe, Gene, we're going to find that DuPont was the third man in on that situation. Dennis Potvin moved in after DuPont did, so in all fairness, if it's called properly, it should be DuPont the third man in, and he'd be through for the rest of the 113 that remains.
The reason I said that, Don, is before DuPont came out, you had said there's going to be a third man in.
Well, there was more than three.
Yeah, well, there's a whole host. And now Schultz is being held off.
He's laughing.
Willard Norris. And I wonder whether they're guiding him to the door to get him to leave the ice. And if they do, they'd better bring over that chute. There goes Dave. I don't know why he's out. You know, no matter what happens, Dave Schultz goes first. That's incredible.
They look for number 8 first.
Now that I don't understand, really. Everybody else was involved. I saw no overt action except drawing by Schultz, and he's the first one to leave the building.
Well, according to Schultz himself, Gene, in that situation in California, he was asked to leave the game for the good of the game, which is something I don't find in the rule book.
Well, that good of the game cost him 20 penalty minutes, 2 misconducts, and a fine. I don't know if...
Well, as was the case in California, Brian Lewis was the referee that night. He's the referee here again tonight.